I was a big fan of the sun and would love to wear my bikinis, and I had come across a dark black mole that was progressively getting worse, and I thought it was time to get it checked out. When I was in my 20s, skin cancer wasn't really talked about. I thought I was invincible and that there was no way I could have cancer. In 1998, the treatment was to go in and have the mole removed. In 2005, I discovered that I had a lump on my upper left leg in the same area I had cancer back in '98, and I had this really bad feeling that something wasn't right. And I was kind of having this mindset, like, it's mind over matter, it's mind over matter, it's mind over matter, and trying not to focus on the C word. And I had this fear that through the PET scans and more tests and more obstacles, we're going to have to be faced with this diagnosis than the previous. The feeling was, oh my God, how many times is this going to come back? And I thought I beat it. I go to the dermatologist every 6 to 9 months to check, and I feel it's important to remind people to get those checkups. Watching the progress of how far we've come with resources, doctors, research, prevention, going back from 1998 to now being in 2022, people are open and they're talking about it, and it's becoming a conversation at your kitchen table. I feel so strongly about telling the story about my journey on so many levels, because I've been through hearing challenges, overcoming cancer twice, and navigating through my life has been a journey. Having gone through interferon treatment from my cancer, I then qualified for a cochlear implant. I had lost about 30% of my hearing from the treatment, and I was actually excited to get a cochlear implant. So today, as someone who's survived melanoma twice, I have a job to do, and my job is storytelling. And I try to share my experiences of the challenges I faced in my life to anyone and everyone I meet.
Back then, I didn't know a lot about melanoma. What we did learn was that there really weren't many options for treatment, so we were, scared to death. I didn't realize that there were different types of melanoma and that there are different causes of melanoma. So with acral lentiginous melanoma, it's not caused by the sun, it's actually genetic. As I learned, it appears in parts of your body that don't normally get a lot of sun exposure. So the palms of your hand, like under your fingernails and toenails, and like me, on the soles of your feet. So after those surgeries and after I recovered, I was fine for 6 years. And then 6 years later, in 2015, I developed a cough. Unfortunately, we've discovered that it did spread in my lungs and my brain. Luckily, in 2015, the treatment options were a lot better than they were in 2009. And also, luckily, my oncologist, Dr. Renee Gonzalez, who had been my doctor since day one, he was an amazing advocate for me. He actually was out of the country and fought for me to get admitted into a clinical trial. All you can really do is take things day by day, and you have to understand that you have good days, you have bad days, you have setbacks, and you have days where all you want to do is just stay in bed all day, and that's okay, and you just have to give yourself that room. I think the future of this is amazing. I mean, there's so many new options out there that weren't available, you know, even like 10 years ago. I think it's been about 4 years since I had the last lesion appear on my lung. There's no evidence of disease since then, so I'd say 4 years. 4 years of clear scans. We're still at the point where we live scan to scan. So we do live kind of like in 5-month blocks. But, you know, once we get that clear scan, you know, it's such a huge relief. You just feel like you can breathe again. You have that period of time when you get your scan, and then you're waiting for the results to come in. So that's, you know, a little bit, you know, it's kind of stressful for that, you know, few days in between. But once you get the clear scan result, it's the best feeling in the world. It's like you're living again.